Hi students, we are discussing work power energy. I started work power energy. So we are discussing work. Okay. Yesterday I introduced how to calculate work done by a constant force and a variable force. So here I will give one more example for work done for variable force. So work done by variable force, work done by a variable force. I will give one more example. Okay. So here I will take the example spring. Okay. Spring, work done to stretch or compress a spring. Now we are going to calculate work done to stretch or compress a spring. Okay. So let us consider a spring. Okay. So the spring attached to a block. So this one end of the spring is fixed, which is, the spring has a spring constant K. Okay. And it is placed on a horizontal surface. Okay. To pull this block, if you pull this block through a distance x, if you extend this spring, initially the spring has its natural length. Now you elongate this spring, this block, through a distance x. So you have to apply a force on a variable force. Okay. So this is the elongated spring. Okay. This is the main position and it is elongated. As you elongate a spring more and more without any acceleration, so that means we are pulling this spring slowly towards in this direction. As we are pulling, the spring force is also increases in this direction. That is a restoring force. So the restoring force acts in this direction. So restoring force are produced inside this spring, opposite to this applied force. Okay. Applied force or pulling force. So these restoring forces are developed inside the spring because of its elastic nature. Now if you elongate more and more, this force will be also more and more. That means we are pulling this block slowly in this direction. Okay. You are pulling the block slowly in this direction. This is initial position. Okay. So initially the spring is unstretched one. It has its own natural length. So when we are pulling, the spring starts stretching, the displacement will gradually increases. As displacement increases, the restoring force is also increases. So the restoring force is produced inside the spring. Restoring force produced inside the spring is directly proportional to minus displacement, as we discussed earlier. Okay. So the restoring force F is proportional to minus displacement, let it be x. Displacement, let it be x. So this F is equal to some constant K into x, where K is a spring constant. Okay, or force constant. We discussed earlier in laws of motion. Okay, so it has units. The k has units. K is equal to mod f by x. We discussed it earlier. Okay, it has units Newton meter inverse. Now we want work done by this spring force. So for a small displacement dx, if you want to pull further through a small distance dx, work done is equal to, so work done by the restoring force or spring force, work done by this spring force to pull further distance dx, distance dx, small distance dx, work done by the spring force to pull further distance dx, work done, let it be dw. So this dw is given by the formula, as I explained, work done is equal to force into displacement, f bar dot s bar. We have this formula. So f force, fs cos theta. So what is this work done? Theta is here, f is spring force, f displacement is dx into theta cos 180. So here the restoring forces acts in this direction, displacement will be in this direction. So both are in opposite, so it has cos 180. So the angle between force and displacement is 180. Cos 180 is minus. So work done is equal to, dw is equal to, I will write here, dw is equal to f dx. What is f? F is minus kx, that minus I have written minus kx into dx. Okay, so this minus cos 180 minus indicates minus 1. So here otherwise you can write f into dx. This can also be written as minus f dx. Okay, don't write here 2 times, then minus of minus it will become plus. So this work done here, I will write here fs cos theta, that is f into displacement, force into displacement. Okay, so the magnitude of the force is minus kx. So you write this one, force into displacement. Okay, so work done, instead of force you write minus kx. So this is work done by for the spring force to a small distance dx. Work done to pull, work done to stretch x1 to x2, from position x1 to x2, stretch from position x1 to x2. Total work done, you will get w is equal to, you have to integrate this expression, okay, from initial to final. So that is x1 to x2. You will get a total work done. So I will write here. Okay, so work done is equal to integral dw. dw is minus k into integral x dx. So k is a constant. By stretching this one, k value it won't change. So x dx limits x1 to x2. Okay, so work done is x dx is x square by 2. By substituting the limits, you will get minus k. Integral x dx is x square by 2. So after integration, you substitute the limits x1 to x2. So that is work done is you substitute the limits x2 square minus x1 square. So minus half k minus half k x2 square, after substituting the limits, lower limit x2 square minus x1 square. Okay, this is work done by this spring force. So external work done means you have to remove this one. This is work done by the spring force. Okay, this is minus indicates work is done by the spring force. Work done by the spring force I calculated. Okay, so suppose you want work done by the external force, pulling force. Suppose x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to x. If then what you will get? Then work done by the spring force is x1 you put 0, x2 you can write minus half k x square. Okay, actually this is stored, negative work done by this spring force is stored in the form of potential energy. So negative work done by the spring force. Here work done by the spring force is negative. This negative work done by the spring force is stored in the form of in the spring in the form of potential energy. Okay, so next topic is potential energy. So the work done by the spring force, negative work done by the spring force is stored in the form of in the form of potential energy. So that potential energy is represented with the letter U. So that U is given by half k x square. Okay, this potential energy stored in the spring is half k x square. Since k is equal to F by x, so we can also write it as potential energy or work done is equal to half k x square. Half k x square is, this is the work done by the spring force. This is negative work done. So this potential energy, instead of x we can write F by k, F square by 2k. We can write, or we can write it as half F into x. These are the three forms of the potential energy. Okay, this is the expression for potential energy stored in a spring. Suppose if you pull like this and you leave it, and it will restore its original position, because the spring has capability to do work. Okay, so this work done is stored in the form of potential energy. Okay, so this is the negative work done by the spring force. It is also a variable. It is a function of x only. So this work done is stored in the form of, it is x square. So work done by the spring force is minus half k x square. Suppose work done to stretch a spring from x1 to x2 if you want. Suppose you want work done to stretch a spring from x1 to, from position x1 to x2, from position x1 to x2. is W. So we have half k x2 square minus x1 square. So this is the formula. Okay. This here I explained minus. This minus indicates it is work done by this spring force or restoring force. Here this is the external work done. Work done by this stretch a spring from a position x1 to x2 is half k x2 square minus x1 square. Okay. This is external work done. This is work done by the spring force. It is an internal force. Here work done by this is the spring force. Next, this is an example for work done by a spring force. Okay, so here the force acting on the spring is variable one. So if you draw a graph, force versus displacement, it is like this. If it is
సార్ క్లాసులో ఉన్న తర్వాత చేయండి, మీరు నేను చేస్తాను.
So here Fx force into displacement. Okay, so this force is a variable force. So as the force and displacement are in opposite directions, so the force is positive and displacement is negative. Okay, so it is okay. So this area under this Fx curve gives work done. Okay, this is a Fx curve, force and displacement curve under x-axis, work done. So this area indicates work done. So this is the area work done. So when the spring is compressed to x minus x and this is positive x, spring force is negative. So this is this one is work done by the spring forces. This area indicates work done by this spring force. Okay, from a position, this is the mean position, from positive displacement to negative displacement. So total work done is here, it has the same area, so it will become 0. So if you compress, if you extend a spring, see, I will write this one. So if you, this is a spring, okay, spring constant K. So you displace this one through a distance x, positive displacement, let it be x. So when it has again restored to its initial position, how much total work done by this spring force? This area and this area are equal, so they cancel with each other. This is positive area and this is negative area, so total work done is 0. Okay, total work done is 0. Next one. Hence, next we will do some more problems regarding this work and energy. Okay, and also we will take some examples. Okay, simple examples. We are discussing work done. Okay, you take this simple example. Calculate work done by the force. Calculate work done by the force. By the force. F is equal to, F bar is equal to 3 I cap
minus
2 J cap
plus
plus 4 K cap. Okay, this is the force given.
vector in carrying a particle
In carrying a particle from a point -2. Let us see this small example. Calculate the work done by the force in carrying a particle from a point -213 meters to 36 meters. So this is the problem. So what is the given? Force is given. Okay, 3I cap minus 2J cap plus 4K cap newtons. So it should carrying the particle from initial position. That is initial position I have written in vector form. This is the initial position. So what is the final position in carrying the particle? That is R2 bar is equal to, its position is given by 3I cap plus 6J cap minus 2K cap. Okay, this is in meters. This is initial position and final position. What is the displacement vector? So displacement vector is given by, so displacement is R2 minus R1 is displacement vector S bar. That is R2 minus R1, 3 minus of minus plus 5 I cap 6 minus 1 plus 5 J cap minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 K cap. Okay, this is the displacement vector. So I want work done. So work done is given by F bar dot S bar. Okay, we have this expression. Now I will write here work done is equal to, what is F bar? 3I cap minus 2J cap plus 4K cap and dot S bar. What is S bar? 5I cap plus 5J cap minus 5K cap. Okay, this is work done. So F bar dot S bar. So you have to use the dot product formula. X1 X2 plus Y1 Y2 plus Z1 Z2. That formula I am using here. So 3 into 5, 15. I cap dot I cap becomes 1 minus 2 into 5 minus 10 and plus 4 minus 5 minus 20. Okay, 4 into 5 20 minus 20. So this is work done. So 15 minus 30 minus 15 joules. So work done is in joules. This is one example to calculate work done. Okay, suppose if more than one force acting on the body, then we have to calculate net resultant force. Okay, then you find the in a similar fashion. For that you take another example. Okay,
You take this example. A particle is shifted.
next example. A particle is shifted from a point 0, 0, 1 meters to 1, 1, 2 meters.
under
simultaneously action of several forces.
Two of the forces are
F1 is equal to 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus k cap newtons, and F2 is equal to I cap minus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap newtons.
Find work done by these two forces.
Find work done by these two forces. So this is the problem.
Okay, how do you calculate?
So you can solve this problem. First you find the resultant force. Okay, so the resultant force is several forces. Resultant force is, what is the resultant force? F bar is equal to F1 bar plus F2 bar. If third force is also, we add vectorially. So this one, so you have to add the component of these two forces. For the addition of these two vectors, I am using the components of forces. F1 is 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus k cap plus F2 I cap minus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap. Okay, so use components method. I cap to I cap, 2 plus 1 3 I cap plus 3 minus 2 plus j cap minus k plus 2k, so plus k newtons. This is F bar. Then you find a displacement vector. Displacement vector is given by R2 minus R1 bar. So what is R2 minus R1? You substitute this. This is 1 minus 0. That is 1 minus 0. 1 I cap and 1 minus 0. So minus j cap. It is plus j cap and 2 minus 1. So plus k cap. So this is the displacement vector. Okay, meters. I want work done. So work done is given by the formula F bar dot S bar. Okay. So what is F bar? 3 I cap plus j cap plus k cap. This is the resultant force. Dot S bar. What is S bar? I cap plus k cap, j cap plus k cap. Okay, that is work done is equal to 3 plus 1. So 3 into 1, 3 x1 x2 plus y1 y2 plus j1 j2. I am using that formula. So here 1 into 1 plus 1, 1 into 1, 1. So work done by this force is 5 joules. Okay, this is the answer. So work done by these two forces is net together is 5 joules. So this is the answer. Okay, you take this one. This is another example. this work done by a force is a frame dependence, depends on frame of reference. Frame of reference. Frame of reference. Okay. So work done by this force depends on a frame of reference. I explained the frame of reference. Okay. So this work done by the force depends upon frame of reference. This force is independent of frame of reference. Independent of frame of reference. So we can assume magnitude of force is same in all frame of references. So but displacement depends on frame of reference. Depends on the frame of reference. Hence work done is also depends on the frame of reference. Let us, to explain this statement, let us take this example. Okay, I will explain with this one example. Suppose you consider a frame, that is a lift frame. So this lift is moving up. Let us assume this lift is rising up. A person in the lift carries a luggage. So on a luggage, let it be he carries certain luggage on his head. Okay, so a person carries the luggage, and here this person, work done by this person with respect to this lift is zero, because this displacement of this box with respect to lift is zero. So the work done by this person in the frame of non-inertial frame, that is lift, is zero. But with respect to a person that is ground, on the ground, this is inertial frame. Here this is non-inertial frame. So work done by this with respect to this non-inertial frame is zero, but work done by this with respect to this inertial frame is not zero, because it has certain displacement with respect to this person, because the lift is moving up, so it has certain displacement. So we can say that, example, suppose a person carries a box in a lift, in a moving lift, or accelerating lift, which has acceleration. Okay, now work done by the person, work done by the person with respect to lift, that is non-inertial frame. Non-inertial frame is 0 because with respect to that lift it is at rest. So hence work done is 0 because force into displacement. That box has 0 displacement with respect to lift, but work done by the person carrying the box with respect to inertial frame, is not equal to 0 because it has certain displacement. Okay, so we can conclude that the work done by a force depends on frame of reference. Okay, you take this example. The next one is work done by a gravitational force. Suppose if you want to lift an object through a height h, suppose m is the mass of the block, let it be a ground. So you want to lift this object through a certain height. So we have to consider from center to center, center of gravity to center of gravity, let it be h. So to lift this object through a height h, how much work should be done? So we have to apply, when the box is in this position A on the ground, it has an equilibrium position, that is weight of the box acts vertically downwards, normal reaction acts vertically downwards. Let it be, this is the position A, initial position. Okay, so under the initial position, here n balances with mg. So the normal reaction balances with its weight of the box under equilibrium. Now to lift this object through a height h without acceleration, so that means you are lifting this object slowly without acceleration, like this. I want to lift this object through a height h slowly. So what I am doing, I am applying certain force against this gravity. Okay, how much force I have to apply? Equal to weight of this box, weight of this duster. So I have to apply against the gravity. So in these cases, how much work should be done? So work done by the gravitational force I want. So work done by the gravitational force, to lift an object through certain height. Okay, so height h, I want work done. So how much gravitational force acting on the object? Gravitational work done by the gravitational force to lift an object through certain height h without acceleration. That means slowly. Okay, gravitational force acting on it, F is equal to mg. So what is the displacement here? displacement is S is equal to H. So displacement is from position A to B. Okay, so this height is H. So displacement is H. Displacement is up, gravitational force is down. So how much work is done by the gravitational force? So work done is equal to, we have F bar dot S bar, that is Fs cos theta. What is theta here? F is mg, S is h, theta is cos 180, because gravitational force is down, and so it is minus mgh. So the answer, work done by the gravitational force G on the object to a lift height h is minus mgh. So this, how much work is done by the external agency? Work done to lift the object. To lift the object. That is external work done. Is W is equal to mgh. So here, this is work done to lift the object through a height h. So here you have to notice that work done to lift the object, is equal to minus of work done by the gravitational force. Okay, so here is a very important point. What is that? I will underline this one. Work done to lift the object is equal to minus of work done by the gravitational force, because the applied force is in the forward direction, displacement is in also forward direction. So work done by the to lift the object is positive. Here gravity is doing negative work. Okay, negative work. So this negative work done by the gravitational force is stored in the form of potential energy. Okay, so the next one is what is this? Potential energy. So what is potential energy? Work done by the gravitational force. The negative work done by the gravitational force, negative work done by the gravitational force is stored in the form of potential energy. Okay, so that is, so what is the negative work done by this gravitational force? W is equal to minus mgh. This is work done by the gravity. G represents gravitational force. It is stored in the form of potential energy. So we can write potential energy as it is represented with letter U. It is mgh. Okay. So this potential energy depends on height. Depends on number one, mass of the body, mass, number two, height. Okay, so height. Number three, acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. At a given place, we are assumed that gravity is constant. So mass is constant for a given body. So this potential energy is directly proportional to height. As height will be more, potential energy will be more. So here I want to define energy. What is the energy capacity of doing work? Okay, so I will define here energy. So what is energy? Capacity of doing work. Capacity of doing work is called energy. Okay, so work and energy both are in the same units. Work and energy are both in the same units and dimensions. Okay, so this energy is also measured in joules. Okay, SI unit is joule and CGS unit is erg. Okay, so the capacity of doing work. Now this body has doing certain capacity of doing work. Okay, if you leave this one, so it will falls down. That means it is again converted into kinetic energy. So it will falls down. So it will converted into kinetic energy. So this energy is capacity of doing work is called energy. So here I define energy. What is energy? Capacity of doing work is called energy. So this both work and energy are having same units and dimensions. So wherever you want energy, if you want calculate energy, there you find out work done. Okay, that's very important. So whenever you want work done, so wherever you want energy possessed by a body, calculate work done by the body. Work done by the body. Wherever you want energy possessed by the body, calculate work done by the body. Okay, so calculate work done by the body. So this work done by the body. Okay, so wherever you want energy possessed by the body, you calculate work done by the body. Or we can say that work done by the body. Okay, so examples for this potential energy is examples potential energy. Examples for potential energy. So water stored in a tank. Water stored in a tank possess potential energy. A bent bow possess potential energy. Okay, bent bow possess potential energy. A stretched spring possess potential energy. These are the few examples for potential energy. Okay. Here, to lift this object, so to bring this one to the ground, from initial position, this is the initial position A. Okay, and this is the final position. So to lift an object position A to B. Okay. So work done to lift the object from A to B by the gravitational force is minus mgh. What is this? Work done by the gravitational force. Gravitational force to lift the object from A to B. So that is the meaning. So work done to lift the object from B to A. So how much it is? So when you are down this one, here this work done is, when you down this one, you have to apply the force against that. Otherwise, without acceleration, you have to lift this object down through an height h. So the gravitational force is without acceleration. So gravitational force is m and displacement is m. Then work done is positive. That is, force is mg and displacement is h. So both are in the same direction. This work done is positive. So this is work done by the gravitational force. This is gravitational force to lift the object from B to A. That is possible. What is the total work done? Work done to bring A to B and B to A. So that is work done to lift A to B plus work done by B to A. So that is called closed path. How much it is? 0. So work done in a closed path is 0. A to B, B to A. Such paths are called closed paths. Okay? Work done by this gravitational force is 0. I will take another example for this. Okay? Here, I want to define conservative force. So, I will give another example for this. Okay? Suppose you want to lift this one to a height h. So to lift an object against gravity along the path A to B, B to C, C to A. Okay. I want to lift this object along this path. So find work done to move A to B. Work done by the gravitational force. I am explaining another example. Work done by the gravitational force. Work done by the gravitational force from A to B is, so gravitational force, when the object is lifting like this, gravitational force is acting down. So it is how much it is? Component of gravitational force mg sin theta. It is mg sin theta. Let it be L. Okay. Let it be h. Let it be theta. Okay. So work done by the gravitational force to lift A to B. How much? It is mg sin theta is the gravitational force acting in this direction. You are displacing in this direction. So it is negative. So mgl minus mgl sin theta. Okay. That is, I am using F into S. mgl sin theta. Why minus? Because here theta is 180. That's why you got negative work done by the gravitational force. Okay. Is it from this diagram, what is the sin theta? Sin theta is h by L. So what is h? H is L sin theta. So from the triangle. So from this diagram, what is this? Is instead of L sin theta, can I write h? So that is minus mgh. Okay. Work done to lift the object A to B by the gravitational force. A to B is minus mgh. So if you lift this object like this or like this, you will get the same answer. Do you observe that one? So from this, from the path, so work done to lift the object is independent of path. So if you lift to an height h, so if you lift like this or like this, you will get the same work done. Okay, from ground. So work done to lift an object from C to A, C to B. That is also mgh. So this work done by the gravitational force is independent of work done from these two equations 1 and 2. Work done by the gravitational force is independent of path. Okay, work done by the gravitational force is independent of path. Independent of path. Depends on height only. Depends on height only. Okay, you have to notice this point. Height only. Work done by the gravitational force is independent of path, depends on height only. So you notice this point from the equations 1 and 2. And one more point is, I want so how much work is done? So I want work done to lift B to C by the gravitational force. It is plus mgh. Okay. So work done to move C to A. work done by the gravitational force, C to A. So C to A gravitational force is acting vertically down and displacement will be AC. So angle between them is 90. So it is mg into CA, force into displacement, into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. Okay. So I want work done to move A to B, A to B, B to C, C to A. I want work done. How much? Work done to move A to B plus work done to move B to C plus work done to move C to A. I want work done. So work done to move A to B is how much? Minus mgh. Work done to move B to C. B to C is plus mgh by the gravitational force. Okay? And C to A is 0. So how much total work done? In A to B, B to C, C to A, it is 0. That is caught. So work done by the gravitational force, work done by the gravitational force in a closed path. What is the meaning of closed path? A to B, B to C, C to A. Such paths is called closed paths. Is answer 0. Okay? Work done by the gravitational force in a closed path is 0. So these are the important points I proved here in this example. Okay? You take this.